Hi. This week I have something very special for you. A message from Magnus Bane from the television show Shadowhunters. But before I get to that, I'll mention that this week's video is brought to you by my bisexual t-shirts on Amazon. More about that at the end of the video. But right now, so this week, I have a message from Magnus Bane from Shadowhunters, otherwise known as Harry Shum Jr. And it is about you all who voted in the Bisexual Representation Awards. Magnus?
Oh, hello children. This is Magnus Bane, and I'm currently in Harry Shum Jr.'s trailer. It's rather drab if you ask me, and it smells a little suspicious. Anyways, I portaled here because I heard Harry won an award, and I wanted to give the speech before he did. So the award is 2017 Bisexual Representation Award, and it's for Best Supporting Character. Character being Magnus Bane, but it says Harry Shum Jr. when it should actually say Magnus Bane. I believe that's a typo. Anyways, I'd like to thank all the fans and FluidBiDesign for putting this award show together. And just want to let you know that representation is important, but proper representation is even more important. I love all of you children, and thank you so much for voting. Okay, I'm going to portal out.
How awesome was that? I think you can take two things from this. First of all, I think it's important for you to know that your voice as a bisexual is being heard. People care, and people are listening. Second of all, I think it's important to know that Harry Shum Jr. really cares about his fans. And more than that, he really cares about his representation of a bisexual and of bisexuality. How awesome is that we have someone on television who cares about their representation? That is simply amazing. But I think it goes beyond just Harry Shum Jr. and Shadowhunters. This is a little inside information too. So when I set up the Bisexual Representation Awards and I sent out the nominations, the show that responded the fastest and the most was actually a television show, Lucifer. Their PR people, as soon as they found out, they said, "Oh, this is awesome," and they copied me and forwarded it to other people in the company and stuff like that. I mean, they really cared about it. And when they found out that Tom Ellis won, they were just as receptive and just as nice. Now, if you work in a writer's room on a television show, there's a lot of downtime and there's just a lot of chit-chat about all sorts of things. So when one of the actors wins an award, that 100% comes up in a writer's room. And if the lead actor on the show wins an award like Best Bisexual Representation, well, that's kind of like an award going to the writers as well, because the writers are the ones who wrote the words the person said. So it's kind of like an award to them as well. So they absolutely knew that he won an award. And what happened this season that's different from the last couple of seasons? If you've been watching, you realize that there have been a lot more references to his bisexuality this season than any other season. There's been a lot. And you have to think that if the writers have understood that Tom Ellis won an award for being Best Bisexual Representation, and they understand that Lucifer in the comic books is completely a bisexual, that's going to give them a little bit more freedom to represent Lucifer on TV more the way he is in the comic books, knowing that there's a large fan base who's bisexual, who's watching and who likes it and likes references to it. This is the effect that your votes in the Bisexual Representation Awards has had on the world. Your voice is helping to change the world for other bisexuals. Thank you for voting in the Bisexual Representation Awards. And thank you for FluidBiDesign Co. for sponsoring it, because without them, we would absolutely not have the awards. And kind of a side note, kind of in reference to that, this week, I'm actually flying up to Vancouver, where I'll be doing a video with Elena Fender, Miss Fender, who I'm sure a lot of you all know. And we're going to be talking about Fluid Style Co. We're going to be talking about clothing and whether or not clothing can have a gender and sexuality and stuff like that. It's going to be a super, super interesting conversation. And if you'd like to know when that's coming out, well, you can stay tuned. But for right now, if you would like to represent bisexuality yourself, you can check out my t-shirts on Amazon. I have about 25 of them now. And I actually have this design, which is the most popular, also now in long sleeve. All of my most popular designs you can now find in long sleeve. You can check that out. You can also check out my lapel pins. They're there as well. And if you'd like to support the channel, you know, please go and check that out and do your own part with representing bisexuality. If you'd like to know when the next video comes out, click on the subscribe button and click on that bell. And by clicking on the bell, you'll be telling YouTube that you'd like to know when the next video comes out. Until then, stay cooler, my bisexual friends. Stay cooler. Bye.